Okay, so we're going to talk about lyric brainstorming. This is such a great way to come up with ideas, even for songs maybe that you're not working on right now. I just love to have a number of avenues to go down when I'm out of ideas. It's really easy, and to me, it's really fun. This is how I recommend you do it because it works great for me and it helps you come up with a lot of ideas. What I do is I'll draw two columns. I'll divide the page in half. I start with opposites. So this will give me some place to begin. So I'll start with any word, whatever comes into your head, whatever you're looking at. So I come up with bottom. And it could be whatever your opposite is. So I start with bottom, and then the opposite to me is top. So I'll go down the list, just what I came up with. So I'll start bottom, top, go, stop, big, small, short, tall, light, dark, sweet, sour, add, subtract, fast, slow, hot, cold, happy, sad, good, bad, mom, dad, begin, end, start, finish. And then I also said start, stop. So I have that. So that was my quick list. I take this list that I just created and then I flip them around. Now, on the right side, we're going to take those same words that we came up with, the same opposites, and we're going to flip them. So, for example, bottom, top will be top and bottom. Go, stop will be stop, go. So now, to read my list on the right side, top, bottom, stop, go, small, big, tall, short, dark, light, sour, sweet, subtract, add, slow, fast, cold, hot, sad, happy, bad, good, dad, mom, end, begin, finish, start, stop, start. And another thing is they don't have to be actual opposites. They can be complements, I guess you could say. So like sun, moon, spring, summer, January, June, something like that. So you'll have something to make an interesting line when you're working on this. You can think of a number of different line ideas. I'll come up with a lyric and I'll just say, for light and dark, I found the light coming out of the dark. Or if you want to turn that around, maybe I came out of the dark and into the light. Okay, and write that sentence. So I came out of the dark and into the light. You write that out. Now you have a concept to start something. Okay, is this a line for a song or is this a concept for a song? I came out of the dark and into the light. So what does that mean to you? Does that mean I have clarity on something? I understand the specific situation in my life? Or is this more a totality? Do I understand my surroundings? Do I understand the world better? Am I enlightened about something specific, or am I enlightened about a number of things? Do things now make sense to me? Okay, that would be a concept for a song. And you can take that anywhere. You can make that anything. You want to personalize these. You want to take things from your experience. You want to add your unique touch because no one can write like you. If we try to write like somebody else, that's not us. That's not us. You can use influences. Absolutely use influences. But don't try to make a song just like so-and-so. I think we do ourselves a disservice doing that because we have enough experiences in life and dreams and hopes and feelings and desires and awareness of things. We really have a limitless pool of ideas to pull from. Anything. And this is just the beginning. This is really, really basic. Okay, so let's go back to the light and dark, dark light example. I came out of the dark and into the light. That could be a lyric for a verse. Maybe you don't have a concept of where this song is going to go yet, and you just want to start developing some lines. And I like to do this, and I'll come up with maybe 4 lines. I'll come up with a verse based on this. I came out of the dark and into the light, found where I went wrong and made it right. I live for the day, no longer the night. Something like that. Now you have a verse that maybe you're not going to use that as a verse per se. That may be just a concept, again, for your song. It may be just an idea. It may be, I'm going to use one of those lines. I'm going to use 2 of those lines. But as I say, always save your lyrics. Save these. I'll make a note. If I were to write that out, I will save that lyric. I'll line through something that I've already used, or I'll highlight it and I'll say, I used these 2 lines already. And I'll put that in a new lyric, but maybe that lyric isn't going anywhere. So I'll always keep them. I'll keep them highlighted so I can go back and say, okay, I used them. Where did I use them? Usually I'll remember. Okay, it's in this song. We're not working on that for a while, but I like that line. Let me take it from here. I'll put it in the song that I want to work on now. And then again, I'll go back to the other one and just highlight it and say, I used that in this, just so I don't duplicate it. Not that I'm going to, and not that you can't. You can have the same concept for a lot of songs. That's no problem. I like to try to make everything unique. I don't say the exact same thing lyrically in different songs. So let's see. I honestly do not have this written down. So whether I remember what I just said, I don't know. But from out of the dark and into the light, I live for the day, no longer the night. I chose peace and gave up the fight. No longer feel wrong when I know that I'm right. Something like that. I like that. It's positive. It's all saying the same things. Sometimes verses work like that. And sometimes I'll alternate. I won't have right. Ite is the rhyming portion. Ite, right, night, light, fight. I'll mix it up a little bit. Some songs may have that in every line, in every verse. And then some songs, if I were going to use dark and light, I might use that in the first and third lines of the verse, so that right and night, for example, might rhyme, first line and third line, but then I'll choose something else. Might say day and stay, for example, for lines 2 and 4. So I'll make those rhyme. It might be completely different. It might be the first and the fourth lines rhyme. It all depends. It all depends on what you're trying to say. But it doesn't have to fall into a cookie cutter mentality. It really doesn't. Now, the next step in this is when you're trying to put lines together, let's say you have a bottom top. Okay, now you're going to have to find a rhyme for your next line. So if you want to use top, now your brainstorming continues. Let's see what works. Now you find words that rhyme with top. How many can you find? How many can you think of? So top, stop. I go alphabetically. I just go, okay, A, nothing there, B, C, cop, drop. And so I'm just going down the list here. A, bop, cop, drop, flop, hop, mop, pop, stop, top. That's it, without going deep into it. But can you think of a line that would rhyme with that? Okay, bottom, top. Okay, stop is the one that I came up with. I start from the bottom and I move to the top. After I hit go, I'm never going to stop. This is just pulling from the top of my head, but it's just something to get you thinking. And then try your next line. The first line that comes into your head is not necessarily the line you're going to keep, but it's somewhere to start. So now you have a series of rhyming lines, words, and then I would organize those together. I don't know if I would necessarily say these are words that rhyme with stop. It's more, once it's done, it's the verse that has this concept of being positive. I'm going to keep going. I'm not letting anything hold me back. I'm moving forward, whatever that may be. I'm going from the bottom to the top. Once I hit go, I'm never going to stop. Something like that. And work on finishing that verse. See what you can do to pull it together where it rhymes, but has the feeling that you want to put into it and says what you want to say. Once that's done, if that's all you can do at the moment, file that away. Come back to it. Move on to the next one. Just go down your list. You have how many did we talk about? You have this number of ideas just to get something going, whether it's going to be a line, whether it's going to be a verse, whether it's going to be a chorus, whether it's going to be just the concept for your song, the summary for your song. This is what it's going to be about. You can set that aside, write different lyrics, different choruses, see which ones work together, and then you can assemble those like puzzle pieces. Does this fit? Does this work with this? Okay, this works, but this doesn't work. But just because it doesn't work here doesn't mean it's not going to work in another song. You put these together, and then that one verse that you move aside for the moment that will be the concept for the song, maybe you can fit that into the song as well. Maybe you can't. But if you keep rereading that, that will help you stay focused. This is what made me start working on this song. This is what made me want to finish writing this song. Now I have a concept that nobody had to tell me. I have a concept that I started with bottom, top, go, stop. And look what it developed into. And this is basic. This is just a place to start. Now, if I'm sitting down writing, I'll try to write it more in my style. And you should too, because that's the only way we should write, is in our own style. It's such a cool way to start, and it's helped me so many times to get going, even if I'm not in a sticking point, but I just want to try something different. I want to create something. I'm in a real creative mood. This is what I want to do. I want to start from nothing, and that's what I'll do. So when I find an opposite, I look for words that rhyme with either. Like, for example, light and dark. What words rhyme with light? What words rhyme with dark? Then I move on to the next. And with each new rhyme, I look for new opposites. So this works not for just one song, but you can make a list and keep them in a notebook. You can also use a partial rhyme. You can go see the present from the past. Then I pick up other words and I go, okay, shadow, cast, which is what I have written down here. And, maybe that sounds good, but let me find out how to write that line. And you could write it a number of different ways. So like see the present from the past, and I could say the sun goes down, the shadows cast, and you can change that around too. Or something kind of cool like this, the curtain falls, the shadow is cast. And I love stuff like that. I love lyrics where the curtain, okay, so now we're talking about, theater and a play or something like that. What kind of play? Are we talking something modern, like Hamilton, or are we talking something way back to Shakespeare? And I put myself in that moment when I'm thinking of it. Okay, what am I talking about? Am I talking about like Macbeth? Am I talking about tragedy? There are crimes happening. The curtain falls, the shadow is cast. I'm just pulling this out of the air right now. So I'm thinking of cast and being cast of a play. What comes up? Okay, cast curtain. There we go. Okay, the curtain falls, the shadow is cast. The light is not showing anymore, but it's a great metaphor. You can make it anything. I like to write lyrics that are very loosely connected to things so that it makes people think, but they can also make it theirs. And they say, I believe this means this. Because it's not cut and dry. It's not the blue Chevy driving down Main Street, which is a cool image, absolutely. But personally, I like to write lyrics that are open to interpretation because I always like lyrics like that, where you go, what are they talking about? Is this about a person? Is this about a concept? Is it about humanity? Is it about a dog? Is it about a career? Who knows? Who knows? But everybody that's listening to it is going to say, it's about what I say it's about. And that becomes their song. So like this, I see the present from the past. Is that from my perspective? Is it advice to everyone out there in my lyrics? I just try to observe what I see. I don't point fingers. I don't get specific. Even if it's about something specific, you might hear about it later, but I don't point directly at anything specific in the lyrics. So if you're reading this, see the present from the past, the curtain falls, the shadow is cast. How many different things can that mean? If you were to take that line, how many different things could you make that about? What could you write about? A lot. A lot. If you don't like how it reads, switch the words around until it fits. The first idea that comes into your head that you write down doesn't have to be the last. Whenever I write anything, when I would write papers for school or stories or whatever, we always have multiple drafts. You turn it in, you come back with corrections and suggestions from the instructor. This doesn't work. You forgot your punctuation. You forgot this. whatever the rules were that needed to be followed. You get all that back and you go, okay, I'll fix that. I can revise this. I'll do it again. I'll turn it in. But it helps. It helps. I never took it as criticism. Sometimes I'm going so fast, or you have deadlines and you have other classes and you have to hurry up. You have to get these things in. And my OCD has always been, it has to be perfect. But it never will be. And I look at things that I wrote years ago. While I might be happy with them, I know I would have written them different now. I would have added things. I would have changed some things. But that's life. As we grow, we learn and we do things better. But at the time, we do what we know. We do what we can. We do our best. So that's really it. Try it, revise it, see how it works. If you want to make it work with a musical progression, try it. See how it works. If it doesn't work, see if you can alter the music a little bit. If you don't want to, if you want to keep the lyrics, maybe find something else. Find something that works with it. Don't get discouraged. Don't lock into, oh, I planned for this lyric to work with this piece of music and it won't. Make it. Make it work. Make it work. You know, if you can't, try something else, because nothing's set in stone. That's what's so cool about songwriting. So just keep working at it. It's a place to start. I start over every day when I start writing. It's a new idea. It's a new concept. I never know if it's going to be the lyric that I hope it's going to be, but I always get something out of it. I always get an idea, and I always put something away for the next time if it doesn't go anywhere. Don't get frustrated. Don't get discouraged. Just keep working at it. You're going to get better. You're going to improve. You're doing great. You're doing great. Keep going forward. The little tweaks here and there that might help in recording, that might help with mixing, we're going to help you with that too. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you for watching. If you found this information valuable, if you'd hit the like and subscribe buttons, we would appreciate it very much. Talk to you soon.